This building is in incredible shape.
At 120 years old,
There's just so many stories about this building.
and soon there will be new stories.
Our plan for the Art Castle is to create a community art center.
The Utah Arts Alliance is the new occupant of this old LDS church, which hasn't been a church for a very long time.
Over the last 40 years, it's been this world-famous recording studio that nobody knew about locally.
Carole King had recorded there. A lot of big people would come in and record there, and then they would just live in the apartment up above.
Brian Hoffines and his partners started a company called Nonstop Music, and by the 1980s, they needed a space to work in.
The windows were broken. There were homeless guys in the halls. I mean, it was pretty beat up.
But with a world-class recording studio built onto one end and a chapel with amazing acoustics,
It turned into an absolutely phenomenal room for recording.
East LA Studios was born. It turned out music primarily for movies like Toy Story and The Lion King.
We did the music for the NBA, still being used today. We did all the music for Judge Judy.
A-list celebrities like Elton John, Dolly Parton, and Eminem popped in too.
We had the Backstreet Boys. A lot of these artists would come in. They'd be in Park City for the Sundance Film Festival, and they would call and say, "Hey, I want to come in and record some tracks that I've been working on." And they would come in at night when we weren't there, and we'd just have an engineer come down and work with them.
Eminem, come on. What's Eminem like when he rolls
So
into
Eminem came in, and we were thinking, "Oh my gosh, they're going to tear the studio up. They're going to, just trash the place, whatever."
But when his crew decided it was okay to light up and smoke inside, it was Eminem himself who shut them down.
He was an absolute perfect professional gentleman.
But with more film and TV music being recorded in LA, Nashville, and even Utah County where Hoffines lives, it was time to sell the old church.
Most of the people that were initially interested in it were developers that were looking at this because it was in an opportunity zone and they could just knock it down and put these apartments in. I actually told my realtor, I said, "Look, I'm willing to be really flexible on the terms. I'm willing to be really flexible on the price if someone wants to keep the building the way it is."
This neighborhood is one of the most underserved areas in the entire state of Utah.
Now that the Utah Arts Alliance has secured the building, they have big plans for what they're calling the Art Castle.
It'll include a performing arts space here in this beautiful theater.
This will be their 7th operating venue, and when complete, they'll relocate Dreamscapes, which is currently at the Gateway.
It'll allow people to come in during the day, field trips, kids can enjoy it, and then at night we'll close for concerts and performances and things like that. We're going to keep the recording studio going. Outside we're going to have a sculpture garden. We're going to have a little amphitheater for outdoor concerts.
But it could be a couple of years before everything is up and running.
Most of the renovations we have to do are putting in ADA bathrooms, putting some accessibility things in here, painting, cleaning.
Does that give you a little hope for its future?
Oh, I am absolutely thrilled that they bought that. They can see this as being something that's really, really worth hanging on to.
Todd Tanner, Fox 13 News, Utah.